In this video, we shall be comparing the Beats Studio 2013 model B0500 with Bose Quiet Comfort 15. Let's start off with the packaging. The Bose Quiet Comfort comes in a very simple cardboard box with minimalistic sort of prints on it, while the Beats comes in a very impressive packaging, and as you open the box it is an experience on its own as it goes in layer by layer. Both the headphones comes with hard cases, so let's start with Bose. The case itself is relatively slim but wider. In the inside the headphones fit flat. The case is molded to have the headphone fit snug, and there is also a zipped pocket to carry cable, etc. With Beats the width of the case is less, though it's a bit more round. There is also a hanging clip. The inside, however, is not molded into any shape and has no pockets either. It's just one space to carry it all. So that's the minor topics out of the way. Now let's talk about the important stuff, the headphones themselves. Let's start off with the exterior, and starting off with Bose. Build quality itself, there's nothing wrong. It's a very functional approach. With styling, it's not minimalistic nor discreet, and I don't think anyone's gonna come out and say, "Oh man, I love the design." No, I don't see that happening. With Beats Studio, styling must have been the highest priority while designing. It's almost an art form in itself, you know. I personally like things that are functional, but this, I mean, look at it. Yeah, quite nice to look at, isn't it? So let's move on to the other aspects of the headphones. Both Beats and Bose has adjustable headbands. The bands extends in steps, and there's certain amount of resistance to keep things in place. The headband cushion in Beats is this silicone rubberish sort of material. It is quite nice to look at and feels good as well, but as far as cushioning goes, it doesn't have much of a give. Cushioning works by giving way, conforming to our body shape as much as possible. In this case, that is not easily possible, hence the cushioning had to be firm. While Bose, on the other hand, is using the traditional foam and leatherette for cushioning. Not much to look at, but does the job very well. Also, the headband is quite flexible. It doesn't clamp on the head with a lot of force. In comparison to that, the Beats is much firmer and clamps down with a lot more force. And this force is necessary because of the weight. While the Beats Studio weighs in at about 260 grams, the Bose weighs in at about 190 grams. Which makes the Bose Quiet Comfort about 27% lighter. And it is this weight issue that requires the headband of the Beats to have a greater clamping force so that it stays in position. So let's now discuss the ear cups. The material in Beats actually feels quite nice. It's soft and stretchy. The cushion is quite deep and wide as well. So when we put it on, it isolates a lot of sound from outside. While making a wider cushion helps in making things a bit comfy, it also makes it a little bit warmer. The Bose has a similar leatherette material as well, nice and comfy and quite soft. The softness and the material itself is very similar to that of Beats, but it's the shape where Bose starts to differentiate itself. And on that topic there's actually quite a lot to say, because it is a massive difference. First, let's measure the inside opening. In Bose, the width is 37mm, height is 65mm. In Beats, it's 42 by 55. So the Bose has a taller sort of opening and the Beats has sort of wider. And why does all this matter? Well, let's look at an ear and how the headphone fits on it. The Beats Studio fits in something like this. Of course, the diagram is not to scale, I'm just merely trying to illustrate a point. The upper and lower part of the ear, the cartilage and the skin, is generally pressed by the foam. The opening cavity is not large enough. In case of Bose, the outside of the cup may be about the same, but it's the inside that is a little bit taller that makes the difference. The difference that Bose achieves is that the ear, the cartilage and the skin, as I mentioned, sits inside the cavity, clearing the foam by most parts. And there is one other reason why it does that. The inside wall is at an angle. There is a shallow end and there is a deeper end, and at the deeper end there is quite a bit of room, and what happens in effect is that the ear goes in and sort of retains its own natural shape. And in practical world it works. As the foam cup is pressing around our ear, it sort of maintains the shape of the bone around the ear, while the ear is inside this cavity quite comfortably. The same cannot be said for Beats, because the wall is flat, and as the foam gives way, the whole structure is sort of pressing against the ear area, that general area. Let's summarize this topic. Beats has good soft cups, but the shape along with the increased clamping force makes it uncomfortable, especially if you use it for a long time. I personally, at the time of testing, found it uncomfortable at about 45 minutes, and at an hour and a half it was just painful. It was making the ear and the surroundings sore. Also, I found that weight is something you tend to be more aware of. The headphone looks great, but the feel factor is a serious letdown. Bose, on the other hand, is lighter and thus clamps with much lesser force. These two facts together gives the headphone a much relaxed feel as we move about. In my personal experience, the ear remained unsquashed, and that was something I greatly appreciated. What that does is that the cup's cushion makes contact with the bony region around the ear with lesser pressure. There was no discomfort in any of the soft part of the ear, made no difference even after 3 hours of use. In fact, I could do a day's worth of work wearing it. They say that you can unplug the headphone and turn on the noise cancellation and go to sleep while you are in a long flight or something. There is truth to this claim. As far as comfort goes, Bose is leaps and bounds ahead of Beats. As far as sound quality goes, the two different headphones provide very different sort of sound profile, possibly owing to the fact that these two are targeted to different sort of users, and we will talk about that as we proceed. So this is the frequency response curve of the Beats Studio. Starting from the bass side, from 20 Hz to about 400 Hz, it's relatively well contained, a reasonably flat line. Then there's a little bit of drop from 500 Hz to 1 kHz, meaning some of the drums etc. are going to be just a smidge quieter. Then up to about 6.5 kHz, things remain under control by most parts, just going up by 5 decibels, which is not so bad. There's one peak which should make some upper notes of violin sound a little bit more potent, but it's quite okay really. The treble section, as you can see, is really troubled. There's a lot of drops and a lot of peaks, and this translates to just poor treble quality. There's no hiding it. With Bose, the overall curve falls just a little bit below, meaning it's a little bit quieter, just a smidge. Yet you may also notice that this is a very smooth line. With regards to the quality of the bass, the volume is just a little bit less, yes, but there's amazing control. You can see that starting from 20, the least we can hear, to 500, about the upper notes of a bass guitar, it's very much a flat line, good control. The mid section again is a very smooth line. There's no sharp peaks, but as we can see, it rises up by about 10 decibels, meaning your lead guitar or voice etc. will come out a little bit more potent. The treble area, while it's not completely flat, the lowest point and the highest point is within about 5 decibels of each other, meaning there is still a lot of constraint and control in that area as well. So the order of the day with Bose really is control, which translates to great audio quality. If you listen to classical or music of that nature, where even the mildest of instrument you want to listen, this is the headphone to go with. Beats, on the other hand, has good control over its bass, more in quantity, and at the treble end there are some peaks which makes the treble sound a bit loud. So if the kind of music you're listening to where the quality of mid doesn't matter, then yeah, Beats will do the job. With regards to noise cancellation, the ear cups of the Beats manages to muffle out some of the external noises, but it doesn't necessarily cancel noise as such. You hear a hiss, that's about it. With Bose, similarly, the ear cups manages to muffle out some of the external noises. However, as soon as we turn on the switch, the fact that the noise is being cancelled is absolutely apparent. With quality of sound and noise cancellation, Bose is definitely ahead. Yes, Beats is smidge a bit louder, but we are talking loud at levels where the eardrum is pretty much being destroyed. Just a quick note, To do all the testing and to generate those frequency curves, I was using a Asus Sonar DX sound card. $300 is a lot to ask for. There are some fantastic choices out there at this price point. Yes, Bose has all the ingredients to be a clear winner in this comparison, but I could not find how Bose justifies that price tag. I suppose power of advertisement convinces people. It's a good headphone nonetheless. Not perhaps as good looking, but good sounding and good feeling. Yes, very nice. With Beats, this story is somewhat like this. Dr. Dre has fans who listens to rap and hip hop who will buy Beats audio to listen to Dr. Dre. It's all about the marketing. There's a marketing term called perceived quality that I'd like to share with you. Consumers' opinion of a product or brand's ability to fulfill his or her expectations. It may have little or nothing to do with the actual excellence of the product. It is based on the firm's or brand's current public image, consumers' experience with the firm's other products, and influence of the opinion leaders, consumers' peer group, and others. Sounds a mouthful, but basically what it means is a product might be rubbish, but someone might think it's good, so they'll buy it. From the moment I was unboxing, I could see that Beats has spent a lot of money in their packaging and so forth, and the details in the cable, like how the monograms appear and so forth. So all this to sway public's opinion. And the headphone itself looks awesome. So if someone who does not have a clear idea of what to expect in terms of quality will end up thinking it's a great buy. And that may be so for listeners of rap or hip hop, etc. But the fact remains that it is uncomfortable and the noise cancellation doesn't really work all that well. When the price falls down to about $80, then it's sort of okay. And for Bose, I don't see how it should be any more than $200, despite the fact that it is a good headphone. As far as comparison between the two goes, Bose is the clear winner. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. What you liked or disliked about this video, please be sure to leave a note on the comment section below. And also please subscribe in order to stay updated with our latest upcoming videos. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.